Sam, this is the Monkey House at 30 Main Street in Winooski. We're going to go inside and talk a little bit about some industry tips and talk shop a little bit, maybe pour a beer, show you guys some of the mixing equipment that we use. They're pretty standard for most bars, so let's go ahead and do it. For bars, you'll see different things that we use to mix mixes. Some bars have automatic pourers, some bars use a little different variation on a mixing glass with a strainer on the top, but pretty much it's universal. This is a larger tumbler that you would use for something like a pint or a mixing glass, 14 to 16 ounces. This is what you would make a white Russian in, or a whiskey sour, or any larger mixed drinks where you're topping off the glass with ice. This one, the in-between size, black Russian, Manhattan, any sort of vodka or gin martini, something that's smaller that would go in a cocktail glass. You would mix in this. This down here is for shots. With any normal shot, you're pouring 1.25 ounces into a small little shot glass. But when you have a mixed shot, like a red-headed slut or a surfer on acid or any of those things that have 3, 4 or more ingredients, use one of these guys. Put ice in it, shake it up, take it off the top. There you have it. Over here, 3 different types of serving glasses. This technically is the mixing glass, it's not a full-size pint. Some bars will have full-size pints, but more often than not you're going to see a mixing glass that's like this. This is what's called a brandy snifter, and when you have a beer that's a higher alcohol percentage, or if you're serving something like a mimosa, you generally use one of these, fill it to here, and then kind of let the foam settle. Like, for example, long-term triple bag. Higher alcohol percentage, you don't necessarily want to give somebody a full 14 ounces of that, so you serve in these little Remy Martin snifter glasses. And this is a rocks glass. Somebody having usually straight liquor, either on the rocks or neat, you serve it in one of these little guys. Filled to the brim, I think it's about 10, maybe 12 ounces. But yeah, again, sometimes people get Manhattan in one of these, so get that. And then over here, cocktail glass. It's your average cosmopolitan, a martini, appletini, any variations on kind of those smaller mixed drinks. What I make here is a vodka martini. There's a number of different ways to do a martini. Traditional martini is literally just gin. How dry you want a martini depends on the amount of vermouth. The less vermouth, the drier the martini is. First step, any martini, cocktail, gin, apple, Cosmo, whatever it is you're making, you always want to ice your cocktail glass. Put some water in it. This way it's nice and cold by the time you're serving your drink. Start off with the middle-sized mixer. This one a little bit dirty. So I usually go, let's say 2/3 a spoonful of olive brine. Now the important distinction between a gin martini and a vodka martini is that if you're making one with gin, particularly a nice gin, you don't want to shake it. Gin is very complex. You have a lot of things going on with gin. If you bruise gin, you're going to tend to put a lot of air bubbles in the drink and you're pretty much going to ruin the flavor. So if it were gin, we'd be swirling it. It preserves a lot of the better flavors of gin and it's just a better way to drink it. Vodka, you want to shake it. So in this case, we're using a little bit of dry vermouth. Just put it right at the bottom of the cocktail glass.
Yeah, 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Just kind of get it so that you're coating the inside of the glass.
Exactly, yeah. I got like 15 minutes before I called there.
facing the same direction. An odd number is best. Just like that on the side. Vodka martini. There you go. Wow. Pouring beer. First thing you always want to do is pour the beer onto the side of the glass. If you pour it into the bottom, it's a longer way to travel until it hits the bottom. More airtime. It's going to foam up, and you're not going to get a nice pour. You're obviously not going to get the same amount of foam in every beer that you pour. What you're aiming for is 2 fingers of foam at the top of the glass. Foam at the top preserves all the aromatic flavors of the beer, particularly if you're drinking it over a period of time and the beer is just sitting. You want it to have a little bit of foam just so that it doesn't start to get flat. So, without touching the nozzle of the tap to the glass, pour on the side. There you have it.
Bottoms up, let's go round 2.